Hi, I'm Stan Lee, co-creator of such superheroes as Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Iron Man, the Hulk. Many people claim to possess extraordinary powers. But I want to know which are truly superhuman. I want you to meet Daniel Browning Smith. He's the world's most flexible man. Together, Daniel and I are on a mission to find people with real superpowers. Superhumans are out there. Prepare to meet them. This time, I'm on the hunt for people with secret abilities that turn them into lethal human weapons. Hey, there you are! Daniel, I don't want to scare you off, but the 4 people you're going to meet can turn their bodies into human lethal weapons.
Wow, sounds impossible. Let's go.
Coming up, the man who claims he can throw an ordinary playing card with the speed, power, and accuracy of a lethal weapon.
I've never seen anything like this.
A lightning-fast punch. It can match the strength of a tiger.
I've never seen a human being move that fast in such a short distance.
And the man who claims he can throw an ordinary flying disc with the killer accuracy of a gun. But this next individual says he has the power and strength to run through a brick wall. I want Daniel to check this one out. What you are about to see is real. Some of these tests could cause serious injury or even death. Do not try these tests yourself.
On our quest to find human weapons, Stan sent me to track down a man who claims to have turned his whole body into an instrument of destruction. Now, I've met people with similar abilities before, like human wrecking ball Wolfgang Maneke, who, along with his army of warriors, destroyed this timber-framed house with their bare hands. But the man I'm about to meet says he can smash through brick walls like a human battering ram.
You kind of get so jacked up and your adrenaline is going that you don't feel the impact.
And Phil Stringer says he can break through any barrier wearing no protective gear.
Pain's part of life. You know, you deal with it and you move on. Do I have any limits? No.
I want to find out if Phil Stringer really is a human battering ram. Phil has asked me to meet him at this industrial brickyard in Dallas, Texas, where he's been constructing this wall, which I'm told he's going to smash through to demonstrate his battering ram technique.
Nice to meet you.
You as well. So tell me about this wall.
It's 2,000 pounds of pavers, so it's a little bit denser than a regular brick, and they weigh 4.5 pounds apiece.
The wall might not have any mortar, but Phil will be literally hitting a ton of bricks.
And so what is actually going in your brain as you hit the wall?
Power. I mean, that's it, power. I want to hit with as much force as I possibly can to make sure the bricks explode out.
Let's do it, buddy.
All right, man.
Phil says he uses a unique primal scream technique to channel his inner strength.
Woo! Woo!
He says it induces a trance-like state that removes any fear or hesitation.
Woo!
Hey, Phil, you in the zone?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's see it, buddy.
Do it. Yeah, man.
Just one of these fallen bricks is enough to knock him out cold. But he's about to face over 400 crashing down on top of him.
Wow.
He smashes through the wall with his body. without breaking any bones. But it looks like his head didn't get off so lightly.
Oh, man, you all right?
Yeah, man.
You got a little scratch?
Yeah.
Man, you truly are unstoppable.
Go!
If that happened to me, I would be knocked out. Man, it really tore you up. Look at this. Wow. All right, well, I must absolutely find out how you're able to do this, generate all that force.
There's no doubt that Phil has an extraordinary ability to generate enough force to take down a ton of bricks. But while it's impressive, there was no mortar holding the wall together. To find out what other things Phil can smash his way through, I've called in top crash analyst Billy Cox. He wants Phil to attempt to run through this steel door, designed to be totally unbreakable.
We're going to instrument Phil up and have him try to run through this steel door.
This tornado-proof door has been constructed from reinforced steel, designed to withstand a 250-pound per square foot impact, the same as a 15-pound stone slab hitting it at over 100 miles per hour.
We're going to use a triaxial accelerometer. This is a device that'll measure acceleration in 3 directions. And we're going to set Phil up with a trigger switch. We'll put the trigger under his shirt, but we'll put it on his shoulder here, so his leading edge of his shoulder. And then when he hits the door, boom, it'll capture the data, and we'll record 10 seconds of acceleration data. So we ought to be able to come up with a pretty good idea what kind of force is acting on his shoulder when he hits that door.
The door has been securely bolted to the concrete. It's also got multiple locks and stainless steel hinges that Phil will somehow have to break through.
Yeah, this is a serious door. Think about like a SWAT team trying to get through a door. It takes 4 men and a steel battering ram to knock a door like this down. And you're going to just run through it.
One guy, one door, right?
That's right.
Let's see it, buddy.
The doctor says Phil will have to withstand a massive 8G impact to create the 250 pounds per square foot of force needed to get through the door. And he only has a 10-foot run-up.
Man.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
The door definitely took a battering. But what's the damage?
Whoa!
Wow.
You killed it!
You are a wrecking machine, my
Man.
friend. Blew the door frame out. Look at this. Knocked the hinges off down here on the bottom.
Busted this through.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow, you really are a battering ram, my friend. You got the hinge, you got the top threshold here.
Don't get hurt.
Time to check Billy's data to find out how much impact force Phil experienced.
Right here, you see this giant peak of 10G right there. That's when he hit the door, okay?
The 10G impact is enough to break bone and knock most normal people out cold.
Okay.
It's nuts.
I know. How do you feel about that? You know, 10G
cool, right?
is 10 times the force of gravity.
So that was 2,200 pounds of force that was generated.
Correct. 220-pound man, 10G, 2,200 pounds. That's almost a ton.
That's impossible.
So Phil generated almost a ton of force. 10 times the amount the door was built to withstand. But Phil says he can push himself even further. Bringing down a ton of bricks required a huge impact. And it took almost a ton of force to smash through the tornado-proof door. But we're going to set up one final challenge that will require more than 4 times that force.
You ready for this, Phil?
Yeah, man, let's see what craziness you got back there.
To see if he really is a superhuman battering ram, Phil's going to attempt to smash his way through 10 90-pound blocks of ice, 60 inches thick.
This is a tough task.
And then I'll head to L.A. to meet a man who says he's turned a pack of playing cards into a lethal weapon.
Oh, man, you blew me away.
quest to find human weapons, we've already seen an incredible demonstration. I want Daniel to lay down a challenge, even more deadly.
This is a tough task.
Stay with us. You won't be sorry. Next up is a man who claims he can throw an ordinary playing card with devastating accuracy and power. I want Daniel to find out, is this just an ordinary card trick or a superhuman ability?
On our search for lethal human weapons, I'm now on my way to meet someone who claims he's turned a harmless object into a weapon with deadly accuracy. I've met superhuman marksmen before, like Ultimate Archer Byron Ferguson, who was so accurate with a bow and arrow, he shot right through the middle of an aspirin in midair.
Hit it. Oh my gosh. Absolutely beautiful. I wouldn't believe it if we didn't have the slow motion camera.
But the man I'm here to find has a weapon that's totally unique.
I can throw playing cards farther and harder than anyone else, and more accurately than a marksman.
Like Marvel superhero Gambit, Rick Smith Jr. claims he can transform a deck of playing cards into deadly ammunition.
With the force and precision of my card throwing technique, I could definitely do some serious damage.
I'm here to put his claims to the test and find out if he really has a killer hand. I've tracked Rick down to this pro shooting range. Is it possible he really turned an innocent deck of cards into a lethal weapon?
I searched you out because I heard you can throw cards with incredible accuracy. I mean, are these just regular playing cards?
These are U.S. playing cards, nothing too special. I use them all the time.
Do you think you can use these cards as weapons?
If thrown at a person, which I wouldn't recommend, you could definitely hurt somebody.
Well, why don't I put you up against one of the most lethal weapons in the world? I got a pistol right there.
Let's do it, man.
Let's have a shootout.
Go for it.
Toe to toe.
All right.
All right.
I'll be using this handgun, loaded with a 13-shot magazine, with front sights to help me lock onto my target 10 meters away. Rick has nothing but a deck of ordinary playing cards, each weighing just 1.8 grams. It's a test of accuracy, but for added pressure, it's also against the clock. We both have just 10 seconds to hit the target as many times as we can.
3, 2, 1, go!
Time to check the results. In just 10 seconds, Rick got 10 cards in the body.
Oh my gosh. Dude, check that out.
Oh, man, you blew me away. That's
All
incredible.
in the body. How'd you do?
But I only managed 3.
Well, I tried to hit the guy.
Not that bad at all, man.
Yeah, but you really could be a deadly assassin. That's insane. But look at this grouping.
Despite the lightness of the cards and distance, Rick managed to fire every one of these ordinary playing cards right into his target.
All right, so what I'm really interested in is the speed that these cards were flying.
Yeah.
It was incredible. So that's what I want to investigate further.
Sounds good.
To find out just how fast he's able to throw the cards, I'm taking Rick to meet ballistics expert Jared Jackson. He'll measure the speed of Rick's cards using a chronograph designed to measure the velocity of bullets. For comparison, Jared will first measure the speed of another deadly projectile, an arrow.
A chronograph is a tool that measures the speed of a projectile. It measures in feet per second, so we can actually measure how fast he's throwing these playing cards to see if this is actually legit. I want to check this out.
Perfect, perfect.
We also have a high-speed camera setup that we can use to see if there's anything special going on that's enabling this guy to throw this playing card at that kind of speed.
All right, you go first, buddy.
First up, the archer. Thanks to the power generated by the bow, the arrow is too fast to see with the naked eye.
What speed do you get, Jared?
Wow, I'm seeing a speed of 136 feet per second.
You definitely have your work cut out.
Rick will have to use a massive amount of force to match the speed of the arrow.
That is crazy, man.
Rick threw his card so hard, it actually broke the solid plastic corner off of Jared's chronograph. Time for his second attempt.
Yeah, nice one.
Insane, dude. That's crazy.
All right, this is pretty impressive.
This time, he fired it right through.
Got 115 feet per second.
115.
Yep.
Rick didn't beat the speed of Steve's arrow, but he got pretty close.
It seems like using your legs is like a foundation for the actual throw and the release.
Like a pitcher, the power of Rick's entire body transfers to the playing card, firing it almost as fast as an arrow.
That's a whole different technique from when you're shooting a bow. All you're doing is drawing back, staring down your target, and releasing. It's a whole nother set of mechanics. I mean, it's amazing.
You guys ever seen anything like this before?
No, never.
I've never seen anything like this. This is unbelievable, man. Awesome stuff. Definitely superhuman, man. Thanks a lot.
We'll see you guys.
Now I've got one final challenge to push Rick's ability to the limit. We know he can shoot, but how far?
Holy crap.
Then Stan sends me to meet a man who says his strike is as deadly as a lethal tiger. On my quest to find human weapons, I've tracked down Rick Smith Jr., who has already proven he can throw an average playing card with the accuracy of a marksman, reaching insane speeds.
I've never seen anything like this.
But now, I want to see just how far he can throw these unique weapons. So I'm taking him to the Los Angeles Coliseum to put him up against top college football kicker Mark Kazbari and some unpredictable wins. Rick and Mark will go head-to-head in a long-distance shootout, moving back 10 yards each time until one of them misses.
20-yard line seems like a good start. All right, Mark, I want you to go first, okay?
All right.
Nice! So that was a good 20-yard kick right there?
That was good, yeah. Well, that's actually 30 yards with the end zone.
Oh.
Can you beat that?
Man, I know you can.
Oh, man.
I will try.
Not only does Rick have to clear 20 yards to the goal line, he's also got to cover the extra 10 yards to the post.
Nice!
Yes!
Perfect.
In the net.
Look at it.
We move back to the 30-yard line, but Rick says he wants to go straight to the 40.
All right, so let's back up a little bit more.
We're now at the 40-yard line, 10 yards further than the average NFL field goal.
All right, gentlemen, we're at the 40-yard line. It's 50 yards to the field goal. Let's see what you can do, Mark.
And Mark seems uncertain as he shapes up for the kick.
Nice.
Good one.
Rick must now attempt a massive 50 yards to stay in the game, with his cards weighing in at just 1.8 grams.
Whoa!
That was amazing, man.
I cannot believe you just made a field goal from the 40-yard line. That's 50 yards.
But he's not done yet.
I want to see more. We got to go further.
50.
50. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
All right, this is getting fun.
The longest field goal ever scored was just over 60 yards in 1970.
All right, Mark.
60? I think I got this.
All right.
So this will be tough, even for Mark.
That was so close.
Almost. So close. You missed it by about 3 feet.
From the 50-yard line, Mark's kick falls just short of the post. Now it's Rick's turn, and he's got a headwind working against him.
Yeah, around, friend.
Oh! Yeah!
It's good. Incredible.
I cannot believe you got a 60-yard field goal with a playing card.
Net!
All right.
Crap.
Not only did Rick make the 60 yards, he got his card all the way to the net.
That was incredible.
I cannot believe what I just witnessed. Your accuracy, your speed, your distance, that is superhuman.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you for trying, man.
Yeah, next time I'll get you.
He's no joker. Rick Smith truly does throw an ordinary card with the speed, power, and accuracy of a lethal weapon. Next up, a man who claims to have a lightning-fast punch so powerful it can match the strength of a tiger. I want Daniel to investigate.
Next on our search for deadly human weapons, I'm heading out of LA to find a man who claims he's turned his own hands into lethal weapons. I've met superhuman fighters before, like Tom Cameron, the human stun gun, who claimed to have a touchless punch. But I wasn't convinced.
No, sorry.
I was skeptical then, and I'm just as skeptical this time. Because this man claims to have the speed and power of the deadliest strike in nature, the tiger.
Done so much striking, and my hands are conditioned. I can move very quickly over a very short range, which makes me very explosive.
But can a human strike really be more powerful than a tiger? I've tracked Lee down at this gym, where he wants to try to prove he really has turned his hands into weapons.
Well, I searched you out because I heard you had a strike that was so powerful it could knock down a 300-pound man.
Very explosive. And I've learned to economize my movements. I can hit pretty hard without any wind-up, without any step back or set-up for wherever my hands are.
Lee says it's his explosive speed that makes him as powerful as a tiger. But the subjects of his first demonstration are just stood waiting to get hit. So to test his claims, I've called in biomechanics expert David Sandler to monitor Lee's reaction speed and power when faced with 3 different surprise attackers.
I've got 3 guys that are going to be randomly coming at you with various weapons. You're going to have to figure out what the weapon is, how to disarm them.
Lee's reaction speed enabled him to take down his attacker just as soon as he turned around. Attacker 2 is armed with a gun. In just 3 rapid moves, Lee's attacker is instantly disarmed and disabled. Once again, Lee strikes with lightning speed, and his last opponent is disarmed and then floored.
Oh,
man.
That happened
You all right,
so
buddy?
fast.
Went down like a sack of potatoes.
Dr. Sandler seems amazed by the speed of Lee's reaction. But does the data suggest that Lee's force is different to normal humans?
Your speed is over 90 miles an hour. I've never seen a human being move that fast in such a short distance. From the moment he decided to make the movement and disarm the person, it only took him 0.15 seconds. The average person takes 0.2 of a second to react to something.
So basically, he's finished before the average person even makes a decision?
Even makes a decision and reacts.
Wow. Dr. Sandler's data confirms that Lee's strike is way faster than average. But I want to challenge Lee's claim that he's more powerful and deadly than a tiger. Then, Phil Stringer will attempt to break through 10 massive blocks of ice.
This is a tough task.
Like a battering ram. I'm in the hills outside of LA to see if Lee Morrison really is a deadly human weapon and can hit as hard as a tiger. I've brought him to a tiger ranch to go head-to-head with this 375-pound Bengal, rumored to have a lethal strike.
Give yourself a good couple feet off of any any caging. Wow. This is actually the tiger in question. This is Chica. She likes to strike things.
with a device. Let's hope it works.
Dr.
All right.
David Sandler has rigged up this ball with a force transducer and accelerometer to measure the force and speed of both their strikes.
When a tiger's in the wild hunting, is a strike one of its weapons that it uses?
Yes, I've seen her strike things, and it's very powerful.
Tigers are known for their fast, ferocious attacks, and just one strike can break a man's neck.
This is incredibly dangerous, so I'm going to go in there with my colleague and have you guys on the outside. Getting her to strike this is going to heighten her attitude, so keeping you guys outside will be the smart thing.
Time to take our place as the tiger enters the ring. Playing is a part of the tiger's natural instincts, mimicking their hunting techniques. But how strong is the tiger's strike?
Yeah! Wow. Nice.
Yeah! Just playing with it. Here we go.
Checking it out.
Yeah!
She hit about 50 meters per second acceleration and generated a couple 100 pounds of force just with her paw.
The first strike is a massive 210 pounds per square inch. But the tiger is getting dangerously worked up.
Give us 2 seconds, guys, to get her out.
Once in attack mode, the tiger's strike reached a horrifying 250 pounds of force. Now the tiger is safely detained, Lee heads into the ring. He needs to strike higher than 250 pounds to beat the tiger.
All right, I want to see as much power as you can produce, Lee.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go! Yeah!
Wow. Looks like you had over 80 meters per second squared of acceleration and generated about 500 pounds of force. Tremendously fast acceleration, really short range of motion, generated that much force, which is truly amazing.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
So you more than doubled the tiger's force. Now I want to see how much damage that attack can really do.
A wild Bengal tiger could easily rip a man's throat out using its paw alone. So we built a ballistic replica dummy, the closest physiological match to a real human body you can get.
So we got a basic ballistic bust here, and we put a trachea in this one, and we have some arteries in there as well, so it's a good analog.
You ready to do this?
Yep, sure. Man.
Good luck, my friend.
Lee says his trademark tiger claw strike is the perfect weapon to inflict some serious damage to the soft tissues of a human neck. Time to see if his tiger strike is truly a lethal weapon.
It sounded far-fetched, but Lee Morrison has trained himself to deliver a super-fast strike as lethal as a tiger claw. The internet is littered with people who claim to have superhuman powers. This next man is rumored to use an everyday flying disc with the killer accuracy of a gun. I want Daniel to find out how accurate he really is.
On our search for human weapons, I've already witnessed some superhuman accuracy with a unique object. And previously, I saw yo-yo ninja Hiroyuki Suzuki use an innocent yo-yo in a shootout with a pro marksman.
That was so close! Just one can away.
But the stunts Brody Smith claims to perform with a flying disc are so outlandish, they must be some kind of trick.
With the power and velocity that I throw the disc, it could definitely be used as a weapon and potentially be lethal.
To see if he's the real thing, I want to find out if Brody Smith can match the accuracy of a conventional weapon with nothing more than a flying disc. Brody Smith has gained international fame thanks to his mind-blowing flying disc skills. But they appear too good to be true.
I heard you are the most accurate person on the planet when it comes to throwing a disc. So with your accuracy, could you use that as a weapon?
I definitely think so, absolutely. You can generate a whole lot of power with one of these things.
So that can really do some damage.
It can, absolutely, especially if it hits you in the right spot.
I'd love to see what you can do. Can you make it in there?
Well, that's too easy, man.
No way.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah! Yeah! Brody's accuracy was impressive, but not superhuman. So I want to take him to the next level.
There's absolutely no way he's gonna make it in that hoop.
Brody, there's no way you're gonna make this. Not gonna happen, buddy.
This is nuts. He's got to be 150 feet away from the hoop.
Yeah! Oh my gosh, that was absolutely amazing!
In his first attempt, somehow Brody nails it. It seems the insane stunts he posts on the internet are the real deal. Brody has to generate an exact rotation and velocity to hit his target. But to find out if Brody's disc really is a lethal weapon, he's going to go head-to-head with a marksman. And then, I witness a man attempt to smash through ice. 5 feet thick.
This is a tough task.
I'm on a mission to find people who say they are human weapons. Brody Smith's already proven his tricks are real. But I want to know if he has the ability to use a toy to match the lethal accuracy of a weapon. So I've called in aerodynamics expert Dr. Ralph Lawrence to analyze his technique.
To put a disc at the spot you want, it's got to fly for several seconds, during which time it's going to veer, the wind will affect it, it's got to be launched at the right angle and the right speed, and it's got to be launched with enough spin to keep it in that orientation for the flight. And coordinating that is a really pretty tall order. All we're going to do is put this magnetometer on the underside of the disc.
Okay. The magnetometer will measure how many revolutions per second Brody's disc generates in a single throw.
Okay. I want to know how fast this thing is going. Is there a way to read that?
There is. So we can use a little GPS receiver to track the disc. So as the disc spins relative to the Earth's magnetic field, which is pointing north, we can measure how fast the disc is spinning. Let's get the high-speed camera going and get some data on the throw.
All right, well, let's do it. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks. Cool. Okay, Brody, go for it. Good and hard.
Whoa! Yeah!
Nice.
Oh, man. That was beautiful.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah! Oh, man.
Brody's throw looked impressive, but was it superhuman?
All right, so what kind of damage did he do?
Wow, look at that.
Wow.
The first part is you winding up and doing the throw.
Okay. This is the release right here?
And that's the release. So if we zoom in and we can measure, how fast that was. So in 1 second, it's going around 18.5 times.
That's double the rotation of an Olympic discus thrower.
That's like 1,000 revs a minute. I mean, it's really, really...
What kind of speed are we talking about?
Well, it looks like we got about 60 miles an hour on that one.
He's cranking it.
Yeah.
He is definitely cranking it.
With such a fast rotation and speed, Dr. Lorenz wants to find out how Brody is able to control the power he generates and maintain accuracy. It's time to analyze his slow-motion data.
So it looks like he's using his entire body to launch this.
Yeah.
There's so much power behind that.
Yeah. The power is coming from the beginning, where his shoulder and his elbow are really accelerating the disc. And then the wrist puts the spin on it, and the last contact of the finger, maybe just adjusts where it's going. But, I've never seen a throw quite like that. That's really amazing. Somehow you're able to process in your brain, without thinking about it consciously, what muscle movements need to happen to make the disc move in that amazing way to get the speed and the precision that you're after.
So basically, after thousands of hours of training, he's turned his brain into a basic disc-throwing computer.
He's made himself into an optimized machine, yeah.
Excellent.
Brody's skills have clearly impressed Dr. Lorenz. But I want to see him take on a gun in a test of accuracy. We've set up a shootout where Brody will go head-to-head with one of America's top precision marksmen, Larry Barajas. Larry and Brody will each have to destroy 3 suspended targets with their weapons.
Excellent. So, gentlemen, choose your weapons.
I'm going to go ahead and choose his .45 caliber 1911.
Perfect.
All right, well, I'm going to choose my 175-gram disc here.
Well, good luck with that.
Brody's already demonstrated his amazing accuracy. But can he really compete with an experienced marksman?
You ready, Larry?
Ready.
Let's see it. Whoa, yes!
Larry strikes his first target with ease.
Yeah!
He's now on track for a full house. And unsurprisingly, Larry scores 3 out of 3.
All right, so you have your work cut out for you.
Unlike the bullets, Brody's discs are designed to be lightweight and will be affected by any gust of wind.
All right, Brody, let's see if this really is the spinning disc of death.
Yeah! Brody makes a direct hit on his first attempt.
Nice shot! Perfect!
Time for round 2. He totally obliterated the second target. But to match the marksman, he needs to hit his final target.
All right, I want to see 3 out of 3. That was extremely impressive. Basically, you've turned a kid's toy into a deadly weapon. And that is superhuman, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Very cool.
Brody just matched the gun, shot for shot. There's no doubt he really does possess lethal accuracy. Earlier, we witnessed this deadly display of force. We're now going to see if he can push his superpower to a whole new level.
This is a tough task.
We're on a mission to find superhuman lethal weapons. Earlier, we witnessed this deadly display of force. I want Daniel to lay down a challenge to find out if he really is worthy of my League of Superhumans.
I'm back in Dallas, Texas, to find the most destructive man on the planet. Bill Stringer claims his entire body holds the power to destroy anything in his path. Earlier, I witnessed him fearlessly demolish a massive wall made out of a ton of bricks and break down a solid steel tornado-proof door.
220-pound man, 10G, 2,200 pounds. That's almost a ton.
That's impossible.
But he'll need way more than that for his next challenge. To see if he's really a superhuman battering ram, I want to push his power to the max.
You ready for this, Phil?
Yeah, man, I'll see what craziness you got back there.
I want Phil to attempt to smash through 10 blocks of solid ice, measuring an insane 5 feet thick. This will require an impact force of 8,000 pounds, the same weight as a bull elephant. On previous missions, I witnessed people withstanding massive impacts, like human anvil John Ferraro, whose skull resisted the power of a sledgehammer.
What I do is I drive a spike through a 2x4.
Yeah.
Are you all right, too?
Yeah.
That was crazy. This is crazy.
And Kirby Roy, a.k.a. the Human Chill, who took massive impacts to his body's most sensitive organs.
You ready?
Yeah.
Good job. Wow. 5 inches apiece.
But Phil Stringer's final challenge is all about how much power he can create.
Nice.
Somehow you're going to have to generate enough power to annihilate every single slab. Think you can do it?
Absolutely.
Billy, is this even possible?
This is a tough task.
Due to the impact force Phil's about to face, crash test analyst Billy Cox has called in some paramedics to oversee this test of strength.
All right, get into position, buddy. Cool.
Weighing around 220 pounds, Dr. Cox says Phil will need to hit the ice at almost 30 miles an hour to break the first block. But to break them all, he also needs to generate a huge amount of momentum, and that means a more painful impact. The paramedics are specially trained in vehicle collision trauma, and Dr. Cox says the impact Phil's facing is the same as being hit by a car. Will Phil break the ice, or will the ice break him?
Buddy, that was insane. What a powerhouse. That was what I was looking for.
Phil blasted his way through a solid ice wall. Daniel, that was amazing.
The people we've discovered with amazing powers are redefining human capabilities.
I guess that does make them superhuman. We've seen that with training, humans can turn themselves into super lethal weapons.